guys, how's it going? This is Iulia Tudor with your personal development, inspiration, motivation, your source of enlightenment, whatever it is that you need, you got it here on my channel. And today I got really inspired. I Skyped with a friend that I haven't seen in a long time, and he really made me kind of he gave me some existential questions, right? About where we all come from, where this is all going. Is there life after death? Is this all there is to it? And you know what, like, I don't often share my opinions because it's a touchy topic. You know, I consider myself someone that's spiritual, but what does spiritual really mean? And let me define it for you. What I basically believe is that we're all atoms, we're all sources of energy, we are part of everything around us. And everything around us is also operating at a different frequency so that it can create the physical matter that it takes shape. And for some reason, its atoms actually repels our atoms so that we can live in, in synchronicity. And I really, whether we got created by evolution or whether we came from somewhere else, this I know that there are bigger forces out there in the universe. And whether you call it God or whether you call it Buddha or whatever it may be, you can't deny that there's sometimes I get this feeling that there's a bigger force. And of course, there's planetary forces moving around in the universe that even then in themselves have their own consciousness. We're basically ants, or even smaller than that, just atoms. Like we're specks in the universe, right? And then we all also have our own consciousness. So, and perhaps the more that atoms, combine together, they have more of a force, right? And that's I guess I'm kind of going on a rant here, but basically is I think that we are the creators. Because if the universe created us, if we're part of every single article or particle, atom, if we're part of everything, then we really are everything. And I battle with this question all the freaking time. It's like, okay, do I have free will, or is everything predetermined? And honestly, I'm still kind of figuring it out myself. But there are times where I don't see the light. Where I'm feeling down and I'm feeling kind of hopeless, and that's when I start looking up to the stars and looking for some guidance. And sometimes it is a comforting feeling knowing there may be a greater force out there. And how about this? Like they've done studies on people who have life after death experiences, and everybody seems to be connecting with a source of light, of intense light, warmth, and comfort and tranquility. And from the stories that I've heard so far, a lot of the times people decide whether they want to come back down. So if they're not ready to unite with that light, then they come back down to earth. And we're trying to operationally define this by science, and I've actually came across a study that is trying to prove out-of-body experiences, whether they exist or whether it's just like neurons in your brain shutting off, and that's why you see that whole tunnel vision. And and don't quote me on this, it's not perfect, but basically they've done an experiment where they would put a picture. This is like in a hospital setting, okay? So this is in a hospital setting. These are people who are, have clinical death, and if their spirits were to, rise above the body, they should technically be able to see any like pictures on the wall from a point of view that they wouldn't be able to normally do because they're unconscious laying on the table. So they've done that, and they would put like this experiment was actually based off a real life experience where someone had a life after death experience. They rise out of their own body, and they've actually seen a note on the wall that was put in by the nurse, and they were able to see, you know, what was happening in the operation room, anything that's changed physically in that room. And when they came back to life, they described that in full detail, and there's no way they could have known that if they were unconscious. So it's just questions like these that just boggles my mind, and I'm curious to learn more and educate you along the way, right? Because that's how we learn. And it's really fascinating, man. Like, there's so much more to life than all this. Like, even when I'm flying in a plane and I look down below at my feet, and all I see is just little specks. Like, we're just little ants, and we think our problems are so big, and we think we're the center of the universe. But man, like, the universe is you know, is so much more, and we kind of, you know, we revolve around it. You know, we're part of it. We're not in the center of the universe. And sometimes it kind of helps to detach from your problems in that way, knowing that there's bigger things in this world, and that you're really just part of the whole picture. So when it comes to my belief system in regards to, you know, is there life after death? Is there a greater source of energy? You know, that's just my interpretation, and that helps me make meaning and understand and help me cope through it. If you resonate with this, then that's amazing. But I'm a scholar of life, and I take joy in studying different religions. In fact, I traveled to Southeast Asia, and I studied Theravada Buddhism, which is specifically tailored to Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. But you know, I wanted to learn life from their point of view, and I encourage you to do the same. You know, don't just take everything for granted, question it, and try to make a meaning out of it. And really, that's all that matters. As long as you create a meaning that is functional for your life, a meaning that improves the quality of your life and improves the quality of others around you, then that's all that really matters. And this is just me just sharing my meaning, and you know, let's spark some conversation. What do you think? Is there more to life? Is there more beyond this? Do we reincarnate? Do we come back? Are we really just part of everything around us? I'm figuring it out. That's what we're here for. So I've actually wanted to do a podcast on more topics like these, and I will release that real soon. But for now, just reach out to me on my blog at iuliatudor.com and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting daily cool motivational stuff and questioning life and just going through the motions of it. So thanks for sharing your time here with me and your love, and I hope to do the same with you. Take care for now, you guys. Much love from Iulia Tudor.